Hi there, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Richard, and in this video we're going to do a compact short box pattern around Walterboro Airport and do a landing, and if I'm feeling lucky I'll do a touch and go. Alright, so let's check it. Yep, brakes are off and takeoff trim is set. So we will also check to make sure, whoops, that the flaps are up and the heading bug, I'm going to hit Control Z to make sure the heading bug is on the runway heading. Okay, so we're ready to go. Adding power with the left hand, steering with the right hand. Power all the way up, steering with both hands now. Okay, passing 40 knots of airspeed, 50 knots of airspeed, pulling up at 60 knots of airspeed, climbing in the air, and I want about between 500 to 1,000 foot per minute on the vertical speed indicator, VVI, vertical velocity indicator, and at about 500 feet above the ground here, coming up, I'm going to start my turn and do a 180 in the opposite direction of 23, which is 05. Okay, here we go. So leaving the nose in the air, watching my vertical speed, 30 degrees of bank maximum, pulling up, watching my speed, getting too close to my altitude here, pushing the nose over, and somewhere between 1,000 and 1,100 feet, rolling out starting about now, and rolling out on 050. Okay, so climbed a little more than I wanted to there, going to pull the throttle back. And we'll go back to 050 here. Okay, I'm going to do a bit of trimming now. Let the nose trimming downward, nose trim, pulling the throttle back a little. Let's see what the throttle is. A little low. I'm going to put it up about 1900. Okay. And let's see here. We're looking all right. Airspeed can stay where it is. I'm going to descend a little bit back to around 1100. Look out my back window. And we're not yet timed to turn. I'm going to use some of the landmarks that I've shown you in the bigger pattern. It's just going to be a lot quicker. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is put down one click of flaps right here on downwind. And I'm only going to put down one click of flaps because, and I'm going to add some power to stay closer to 80. Trimming, level flight. The reason I'm only doing one click of flaps is if you want to do a touch and go, it's a little easier to do it with one click rather than two. I consider 2 clicks of flap for a full stop landing. 1 click of flap is better for touch and goes. Okay, let's look behind us again. Looking all right. Okay, so this is going to be pull the power back and start a little descent. Turn 20 to 30 degrees of bank. Keeping the airspeed around 70. So flaps are down, looking for the runway. So we're at 70 knots, turning to 230. Let's see how we come out on the runway. Okay, watching my airspeed, letting the nose drop a bit more. Okay, good job turning to the runway. Got to roll out just a little early, but we're lined up. Okay, so now I'm going to pull the power back a little bit more. Trim a little nose down. I see one VASI light looking good. Airspeed's 80. Pulling back a little bit more. 500 foot per minute rate of descent. Gonna aim for the runway now. We're on glide path there. Now adding power because we're getting a little bit below 70. Okay, that looks good. Line it up on the runway. Good glide path. Aim point at the end of the runway. Slightly below 70 is just fine right here. Correcting a little bit back to the runway. Okay, airspeed's at 70. Good altitude. Gonna still aim at the same aim point here. And let's see here, get over to the center of the runway if I can. And then turn back a little. Airspeed's still looking good. All right, ready to cut the power and flare. I use chase view for flare. Okay, there. Positive rate of climb, flaps are up, 500 foot per minute is okay. Coming up to 80 knots of airspeed. Touch and go complete. Climb to 500 feet. Here we go. Let the vertical speed go do what it wants till I get to 500 feet, then lowering the nose a little bit because you lose a little bit of lift. In a turn like this, got a little over 30 degrees of bank, turning back. Okay. Turning to 050, coming to 1,000 feet. Time to start leveling off and pulling the power back a little while I continue the turn. Okay. All right, I can level off right here and roll out about there. Okay. Now, I'm using landmarks more than the heading indicator for where to roll out here. Power back a little, keeping the nose up. Okay. Don't climb too much. Let the vertical speed go down a little. Okay, where's the runway? Not there yet. There's a runway. We're beam the runway. I'm going to go ahead and put one click of flaps in again. We'll try this again. Okay, got to put the nose down and trim. Going to lose about 150 feet here before I start my turn. Okay, keep coming down, keep coming down. Power back just a hair. Heading's good. Still coming down. Still coming down. Looking for the runway. Okay, runway's almost there. I won't need to look again for the runway because I know my landmarks around my home airport. Okay. I think it's time to turn. We're going to do a turn and start lowering the nose as we start our turn. Gentle rate of descent. And a little bit more of a turn. we go. And this time, when I got on final, I'm going to put full flaps on, but I'm going to wait till I get on final to do that. Okay, everything looking good. Still got to descend a little bit more than what I've been doing here, so we'll get there soon. Okay, passing 270, and there's the runway. Very good. Okay, now that we're on the runway heading, I'm going to put a second click of flaps in. Okay, trim the nose down. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Pull the power back slightly. We are a hair high. I'm not too worried about that. This is going to be a full stop landing. Okay, power in. Want 65 to 70 knots here. There comes 70. Looking good. Trimming nose down. And let's look to make sure we got 2 clicks of flaps. Flap lever says yes. Okay. Power back a little bit. Now the flare on the full stop landing will be different than the takeoff, just because we got a bit more drag. Coming in, power back a hair, power back a little more. Aim point's good. Going down the runway, slight correction, left and then back to center. 70 knots of airspeed's looking fine. Okay. Crossing the threshold, idle power. Start my flare. And there's the chase view. All right. I let the nose drop too soon. I'm going to work on that a little bit. On a full stop landing, I tend to do that. It's not a bad habit, but I don't like to do it. I'm going to clean up the airplane by raising the flaps, and then look outside here. Coasting to a stop. Oh, what the heck. I will pull off the end of the runway here. Or pull off into a taxiway here. I'm at just the right speed without ever touching the brakes. And there's our usual parking spot. But I'm not going to park. I'm going to put on the brakes right here, come to a stop, and we're good to go. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed a touch and go and a full stop. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.